and even understand what they're saying. Make it interactive. Nod at the speaker, especially when nobody else is engaged in the talk. Here's a presentation tip. Don't try to impress your audience with knowledge. Instead, create a connection they'll remember. How? Let's get into it. Studies show that the brain remembers visuals far better than words alone. Today, I'll show you how to hack that for your next talk, using tips that are scientifically backed to keep your audience engaged. I remember talks from years ago, not because of the content, but because of the presenter's style. Let me share what they did that stayed with me ever since. Start with a surprising question or statement. Begin with a question or unexpected statement that makes people curious or challenges their assumptions. For instance, starting this way doesn't just break the ice, it grabs attention right off the bat. Tip number 2, use open loops to hold attention. An open loop is when you hint at something interesting or unresolved, but delay the explanation. For example, say, I'll explain why this one graph changed my whole perspective. Stay with me. This keeps people curious. I seriously struggled following most academic talks I attended, either at seminars or conferences or any other academic and non-academic context in which I was in the audience. And yes, I am one of those who will nod at the speaker, especially when nobody else is engaged in the talk, because I feel for them. But I will do that only if I see that they made some kind of effort to transmit their passion, to break down that specific topic they are experts on. Tip number 3. Turn complex data into interactive moments. When you reach a dense data section, make it interactive. Use live polls, ask a quick question, or do a mini demo. For instance, in a study on diet impacts, ask, how many servings of vegetables do you think we really need per day? This makes data more relatable and keeps the audience actively involved. Tip number 4, use metaphors and analogies for memory triggers. Scientific studies show that people retain information better when it's connected to real-world metaphors. Instead of just explaining a statistic, turn it into a story or analogy. For example, if talking about exponential growth, relate it to something like compound interest or a snowball effect. Tip number 5, ditch the expected layout. Try a hybrid slide style. Most academic talks use a pretty standard layout. Instead, try a hybrid style. Use images as your main anchor, but add handwritten notes or annotations around them. It gives your presentation a dynamic, personal feel and lets people follow your thought process in real time. I'll also share a visual trick at the end that can enhance this hybrid approach and make your slides pop. 90% of my colleagues used to make the PowerPoint for a talk last minute, and I mean on the train or airplane while heading to a conference or something. So they didn't make any effort, really, into their talks and their presentations. Tip number 6, use short themed breaks to recharge focus. Audience attention wanes after about 10 minutes. Plan a short focus break every so often. It could be a quick question, a 1-minute stretch, or even a mental break with a breathing exercise. For example, say, let's take 2 deep breaths before we dive back in. It keeps attention sharp. I've seen way too many talks that are extremely boring, not well structured, and oftentimes it seems like the person giving the talk is talking to themselves, not really caring whether the others are paying attention or not, are interested or not, are following their reasoning. They don't really care. Think of those who fill their slides with text, especially when written on a white background, with little to no images, colors, different shapes, movement in the presentation. And you in the audience are forced to read while trying to listen and even understand what they're saying. It doesn't really make sense to make it more difficult for the audience, right? So these tips actually apply to any kind of public speaking. Tip number 7, use visual callbacks to reinforce key takeaways. Visual callbacks are a subtle but powerful way to reinforce your main points. Reuse a key image or color scheme to tie your main ideas together. It's like adding bookmarks for your audience's memory. And if you really don't know where to start or how to make your topic more intriguing, head to YouTube and pay attention to the editing style, the number of cuts and visual aids or graphics or elements that pop up on your screen, which are ultimately there to hold your attention. Even when a video is not informative per se or educational, you will still have some text on the screen, see in a vlog, for instance, explaining what's going on, even though you have it in front of your eyes, or adding some information, making it more personal. These are all things that you can also add to your talk. Look at successful content creators and how they make you stay. It doesn't need to be all flashy or aggressively edited, but you can still pick some hacks and techniques that are employed in YouTube videos. Bonus tip: create a closing visual with one memorable phrase. End with a visual and a powerful closing phrase that encapsulates your talk's message. Choose a memorable line that resonates. This will stick with the audience long after the talk ends. These tips will help you turn academic content or any niche content into an engaging talk for any audience. If you're interested in leveling up your academic skills, check out my video on neurodivergent study tips and questioning an obsolete education system. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss my future uploads. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.